Is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Serious Angler podcast, powered by our friends over at X2 Power Batteries. As always, I'm your host, Bailey Eichbrett, and we are Andy-less today for a multitude of reasons. You guys know we always like to line up these shows, but you also know that we tell our guests that our show is not the end-all, be-all. Life happens, and unfortunately, we had a show fall through, but we will get that going again, I promise. So that is why it is a Thursday morning. You guys know that Friday shows are not live. They're pre-recorded. Usually Andy and I recorded them the Wednesday or Thursday prior. And this is Thursday morning. I'm getting the show in, and I'm not doing it tonight because I am actually headed up to the Adirondacks with my buddy, Mr. Brandon Lewis. And for those who don't know, the Adirondacks, if you have cell service, you are lucky. So there's a reason for that, which I'll get into in a little bit. But Andy's out guiding. So I am running this show solo today. We're going to have a TED Talk, if you will. Our buddy, Mr. Alex Rudd, loves to go on tangents, and when he does, he likes to conclude his tangent with "and thank you for coming to my TED Talk." So I stole a little thing out of Alex's book there. But if you don't know what a TED Talk is, then you're one of the lucky ones that didn't have to sit through all of them in high school and college and all that crap. But a TED Talk is essentially somebody that goes up and speaks to everybody, and it's kind of like a monologue, if you will. So you guys are stuck with me, and we have a topic for today. And really I want to preface this before I dive into this stuff. So a huge part of me and who I am as an angler, I love tournaments, I love competition, and I love getting out there working and perfecting my craft, trying to learn every day that I'm on the water. And this is not going to come off negatively, but I think that there are folks in the industry as anglers that forget the real reason we're here in this sport. And so I'm sitting here watching Bassmaster Live. It's day one here on Lake St. Clair, Bassmaster Elite Series. All these guys doing this is their livelihood. This is their business. This is a lot of their family's income. This is who they are. It's their identity. And I love that about this sport. I have some really great friends that are fishing there right now that I see how hard and how much these guys dedicate of their lives to this sport and their craft. But I think that there are some folks, and myself included, that we get so wound up in the tournament scene and being competitive and trying to stay on top of this and that we forget sometimes why we're in this in the first place. And that was the fun of it, the passion. And so, there's some folks that only fish tournaments when they fish. They don't fun fish. They don't enjoy it for the enjoyment. They enjoy the tournament fishing side because they like the competitive nature and the thrill of when you catch a good fish or something like that in a tournament. And I understand that. I do, because I completely understand that feeling when it comes to catching big fish in tournaments and that drive, that adrenaline you get come tournament day. But I could drop tournament fishing right now and be totally okay, because if I can't fun fish, I can't go enjoy myself, then I don't know why I would do it. That's the only reason I'm here talking to you guys today, is because of that initial passion that I got for fishing as a young kid. That is the whole reason Serious Angler started. It's the whole reason I'm here. It's the whole reason that my ugly mug is talking to you guys today. So this is kind of more like, I guess, a TED Talk, but really more of like a PSA to you guys, that I challenge a lot of folks that get so caught up in this ever never changing. I don't know why I just said that. That's not even a word. This ongoing, let's call it the ongoing traffic of tournament fishing and competitiveness and whose bait's better than what and knockoffs and this and that. And there's so much industry craze that we forget why we're all in this thing to begin with. And it's because the first tug we got on the end of the line drove us absolutely bonkers. We loved it so much that we wanted to never, ever stop doing it for the rest of our lives. And I think it's very important, regardless of who you are, whether you work in the industry, you're a pro angler, you're a weekend warrior, or something like that. It's so important to get back to the roots. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm taking this trip this weekend. Now, granted, let me put the asterisk on there that I'm going to film all of it. And there is definitely some freedom to going out and fishing without a camera, but I'll be honest with you guys, I love the filming aspect. I love putting together a story. I love capturing the adventures that I go on. And this weekend is going to be all about that. It's going to be all about getting back to the roots. I'm not going to worry about perfecting any craft or anything like that this weekend. I'm not going to be, worried about, practicing for anything or going to do any specific thing. I'm literally going out there just to adventure, to explore new bodies of water, and to film. And that is one thing, the things that I love the most. So we're gonna go up and do that. Brandon and I are gonna go chase some bass, smallmouth and largemouth, and whatever the heck we can get into. Hopefully not pike. You guys know I hate pike. Uh, Up in the Adirondacks, where don't even really know what lakes we're going to yet. But essentially, why we're choosing there is because it's one of the very few places in New York. I mean, you can be free, quote unquote free when you're out in the water anywhere. But when you're on a lake and there's no houses and it's absolutely quiet and it's just you and Mother Nature, there's something else to that is basically cleanses your soul, if you will. Anglers, you guys know, if you're listening to this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that is the one thing that I need personally. I'm kind of open up to you guys a little bit here. Over the past several months, I need that because it has been go, 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 work all night, getting up real early, not having a great sleep habits here. And it is something I am getting so busy that I need a couple days to get back to the roots, calm down, turn the phone off, that sort of thing, and just go fish. And thankfully, I have my buddy Brandon who's going to be up there joining me. Um, Fiance is away on her bachelorette weekend, so she's enjoying herself. And so it was a perfect time for me to get up and go and get away. And I figured, you know what? It's a good time to talk to you guys and kind of fill you in on what's going through my brain. So that's a PSA. I challenge all of you guys. Just go out and I know a bunch of guys when they have their free time, anglers, they're going to practice for future events, me included. They're going and trying to work on a to certain technique, or they're fishing a Tuesday nighter or something like that. Uh, if you get the time, I know time is not easy for everybody, and that's the most important thing in life is time. If you get some of it, go back to your roots. I challenge you to go back and just be free for a day. Just go fish. So go find a lake you haven't been to before. Go explore because I feel like that is the inner child in us, if you will, that I hope never dies. I hope to, that thrill that we have putting in a brand new body of water that we've never ever been to before. There's nothing like that. And you only get it the first time you go in there. I mean, obviously, if there's different parts of the lake and whatever, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Every angler that's listening to this knows exactly what I'm talking about. The thrill of putting into a brand new body of water that you have never ever been to before. That's what I'm chasing this weekend, and that's something that is so soothing. That's so thrilling at the same time that I'm really looking forward to. So that all of that. I mean, the content. I'm going to film the travel, and that's something I really enjoy is filming all the putting these things together. Um, I don't feel like I'm the most creative person, but I love to at least capture it and try to put it together in an appealing way that I think looks cool that I can look back on and the things I've done. And also, I love sharing it. I really do. So that'll be on my YouTube channel. You guys, if you don't know it, it's in the description. Be the Fish. That'll all be there within probably a month or so, pending time, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting at is our industry, our anglers, and if you feel like you're in this bucket, comment down below. I would love to start some conversations, especially if we're down in the YouTube comments. If you're listening on MP3, we'll love to hear what you guys think. If you find yourself in this bucket, thinking similar to me, I would love for you to shoot a DM over on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media app you're on that you may or may not be following us on, or shoot us an email. We'd love to have that conversation because I think that's one that is. I feel like there's a lot of people in the same boat now, and that some of that might stem back to if you have time or not, and all that jazz. But uh, I feel like the industry, and I feel like a lot of facets of life are this way as we get older, that I'm learning as I'm getting older, is everything speeds up. And as the more and more you get busy, you feel like the more things are flying by and you forget to slow down and enjoy because, like we said earlier, time is the most valuable thing in life. So are we taking the time? I've been trying to do this actually lately, is I try to set a reminder and even an alarm throughout the day of like, hey, if you can, take 15, 30 minutes, put everything away. Try to designate some time to, when you look at your priorities in life, what are they? When you are, say you know when your end date is, what is the most time that you want to spend, put forth on that sort of thing? And that's one I've been trying to urge myself to while I'm, neck deep in work and trying to put out these podcasts for you guys and make content and all this jazz, but also still enjoy fishing and spending time with my fiance. It's one I had to, make a priority list. What things do you want to bring with you or what at the end? And for me, it's memories I have fishing. And two, it's my fiance, family and fishing. That's pretty simple, right? I feel like there's a lot of people that are in the same boat. Um, I'm not gonna remember all the tournaments. I'm not gonna remember the days I go out and practice and I stare at a graph all day long. I'm gonna remember the times when, hopefully, Brandon and I are up in the Adirondacks cracking the living crap out of bass, having the time of our life. And I remember the times, with my fiance. Those are the things that are gonna be most important to me when it, Theoretic comes to an end. So I urge you guys to think about that. I know life is hectic, and I know there's times we need to be adults and get the work done and things like that. But it's also, in the wise words of Marcus Luttrell, if you don't enjoy a certain minute of life, then why is it worth doing? So if you don't enjoy what you're doing, why waste so much valuable time of your life on that activity? I understand, like, guys, I understand that not all of it you can put into that, like, got to get your taxes done. You got to do certain things, but a lot of it comes down to, like, life is so short. Why not spend every waking minute chasing your passion, chasing the biggest goal that as a kid you wanted to accomplish that still rings in your brain, but you're doing something else? And I understand when people got, families to support and things like that. But if you're in an opportunity where you think there's a goal or there's something you want to reach that you really don't have a good excuse as to why you're not chasing it, go chase it. Use this as your motive button to say, I'm going to go out in a leg and chase my dream. And so I urge folks to do that because I think that stems back to what we were talking about earlier of, as a kid, fun fishing, the thrill of it. That kid, if you're out there not chasing your dream right now, you have something you would love to do in life and you're not actively chasing that, you're letting that kid in you down. Like, I think if 30-year-old me, was, got to meet 10-year-old me and said, "Hey, sorry, bro, I'm not chasing the dream that you have right now," I'd think about that. Like, I know that sounds weird, but uh, I'd be pretty pissed at myself. So I'm out there chasing it, and I think that something like this, that the root of why we're all here, just having fun fishing, just the act of fishing, not worried about being on the water and competing, and just out there because you enjoy being out there. I think that's just basically my PSA, and my whole tangent for today's show is basically a reminder. And I've said that a couple times now, but fishing is fun. Fishing it's all of our identities, is something we enjoy to do. And I know you guys are always here to learn, and I absolutely love and appreciate that you guys are always here listening to the show because you get some knowledge from all of our guests that come and join us. And you might get maybe a little bit of knowledge from Andy and I, maybe of what not to do. I joke, but I take a lot of pride in that. I really do. It means the world to me, especially when we get DMs of guys that are, you know, parents, moms, whomever that reach out and say they took their kid fishing, or they themselves went fishing and they tried what we talked about for the first time and caught their PB, or they caught their kid caught their first fish ever. That is freaking awesome. I that is my sole purpose, I guess, in doing this, beyond that I actually just love it and have a passion for it. But it is so much extra fuel when we get stuff like that. And it also is another reminder to that, hey, that was all us one day. Mom, dad, grandma, uncle, whoever took us fishing. And that's the reason we're all here. It's the reason why you're listening to this, because you're listening to a fishing pod. You're not listening to a fishing podcast if you're not into fishing. So I know we're getting a little T Swift deep on you today, but I just felt like that was important. I was sitting here and watching these guys that do it for an absolute living and grind harder than a lot of people I know in this world do, and they don't take any of it for granted. And I find there's times where I do take this stuff for granted. How lucky I am to be, one, breathing here today, have the people around me that I do, have the passions that I do, and have the ability to chase those passions. I feel like it's so easy nowadays, especially with whole social media and everything, to get negative and get down on things. But just remember that there's that kid that all he wants to do is just feel a tug at the end of his line. So man, I don't know. I am just excited to get up to the Adirondacks this weekend, tonight, really. Go fishing tomorrow. Get back to my childhood passion of just chasing fish, new bodies of water, there for the adventure, nothing more than the adventure. I'm excited. It should be a lot of fun. I know I got a little deep on you guys today, and I know this is not a long episode whatsoever. But I just want to say I appreciate you, everyone that is listening to this. I would love to get some feedback on the show of maybe for like, hey, dude, don't ever go T Swift deep again. or if you relate, let me know about your recent adventures, your passions, how you look at fishing, how fishing helps you. I would love to hear those stories. So by all means, please reach out over social media, email, whatever is easier for you. Would love to have that conversation. Put it down in the YouTube comments, whichever. And I look forward to sharing all the content that comes from this weekend with you guys too. Now, I would be remiss if I did not go through what of our sponsors are doing, our show sponsors that you guys can always and have been taking a lot of advantage of, and appreciate you guys for doing so. Appreciate you guys supporting the people that support us. And I just want to say there are Omnia Fishing right now. It is 20% off select St. Croix rods through August 1st, as well as through August 1st, there's 50% off select baits. 50. That is half off select baits. So there's a whole bunch of stuff from power bait, crash craws, flute worms, to some greenfish tackle stuff, blade baits, things of that nature. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. So go check it out. Omni Fishing, links down below in all of our show descriptions, as well as show notes on MP3. Discount codes are in there, as well as if you guys want to get yourself some Hobie eyewear shades, that sort of thing. We got all of that down below. Links to get started, do it molds, Blackfish gear, all that jazz. Encourage you guys to go support those that support us. And actually had an interesting deal yesterday. I was just about to plug the X2 discount code that we have. So if you want to save money on AGM or lithium batteries, especially X2 power, you can go check out that link down below. Because and do so. Show some love to X2, because some random jabroni in Buffalo or Western New York has a 50 amp lithium battery from X2 that stole off my porch yesterday. So that was fun. They sent me one of the new batteries from X2 Power that has the new Bluetooth connectability and some of the upgraded features of the new lineup, or the new models, I should say, anyway. And I was looking forward to connecting my app to it and showing you guys about that. And somebody stole it off my porch while I was on a work meeting yesterday. So that's fun. It's awesome. So if you see anything, if you see some lucky folk with a new X2 50 amp battery, there's a good chance that they got it off my porch. But hey, again, with the theme of today's episode, it is not the end of the world. We are breathing, we are here, and we are able to chase our passion, and that is all that matters. And on the topic, while we're already deep, I've been seeing some folks around me that unfortunately are losing some of their loved ones, and unfortunately I hate that there's too many names to list out here that I'm feeling for. And I just want to say, love y'all. You guys are amazing. Make sure you guys tell those that love you that you love them on a daily basis. Don't let them forget it. Hug your mama, that sort of deal. You guys know the drill. Appreciate every single one of you. I also want to say too, if you guys ever need anything, if you ever need to chat, if you ever, if you have a foundation or something or a movement or something that you're trying to push for the better, please let us know. Because one thing that Andy Deacon and I really firmly believe in, are actively talking about trying to do more with this show, is now that we have a voice and we have a decent amount of you that listen to our voice for whatever reason, uh, we want to do some good with it. We want to bring back and help people. So please get in touch with us, because we love to see how we can help, if we can help. And if we don't know how we can help, we at least know people that know better how to help than us. So we are out here for you guys. So please let us know. Appreciate y'all. I know it was deep today, like I said a few times already, but just wanted to get that point and drive that home, that you are appreciated. Every single one of you that is listening to this right freaking now. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Get out fishing. Go catch a few. Go enjoy it. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday night. Peace.